Very good morning, everybody. Yesterday we have studied the aphorism 12, 13, and 14. Okay, I hope all of you have got the things required, the points required in these aphorisms, and we are getting really very beautiful response, especially in the group from you people. Thank you for such a huge response. Thank you. So, uh, yesterday we have studied aphorism 12, aphorism 13, and aphorism 14. I'm just going to just give a quick revision of these aphorisms. Uh, Basically, in aphorism 12 and 13, we have studied that diseases are caused due to dynamic derangement of vital force. Okay, and so the all the morbid phenomena which are observed by physician are the result of vital force. Morbidly affected vital force represents the sickness in health and in disease. In both conditions, the morbidly affected vital force just animates the material organism. Okay. Next, in aphorism we have studied regarding the surgical diseases, and next in aphorism 14 we have studied regarding the criteria of incurable disease in homeopathy. Criteria of incurable disease in homeopathy. In homeopathy, which kind of diseases you can call incurable diseases? Obviously, the diseases which are not giving sign and symptoms. Then we talk each and every disease give sign and symptoms. Then which disease you will call incurable disease? We call we will call incurable disease the diseases we will call incurable disease the diseases in which we are unable to get any indications. By indication, we mean the individualizing sign and symptoms. So, we know that for a homeopath, the case in which there is no individualizing sign and symptoms means it is incurable case. And so, in aphorism 14, Hahnemann discussed that there is nothing, there is in interior of man nothing morbid that is curable, and no invisible morbid alteration that is curable, which does not make itself known to accurately observing physicians by means of morbid sign and symptoms, morbid signs and symptoms, and arrangement in perfect conformity with the infinite goodness of the all-wise preserver of human life. So we know, so we know that all the curable diseases, all the curable diseases, by aphorism 14, we can just feel, we can just understand that all the curable diseases which are curable in the manual of in the field of homeopathy will represent themselves in the eye of the homeopathic physician as individualized diseases. They will, in all curable diseases, we will get individualizing sign and symptoms. So if a disease is not going to give us individualizing sign and symptoms, it means we should just feel that yes, this disease is in the stage of incurability. We cannot expect cure in this disease, uh, especially with homeopathic medicines. Okay, so this is all about aphorism 14. Now, in aphorism 15, Hahnemann discusses, in aphorism 15, Hahnemann discusses that that the affection of morbidly deranged vital force, affection of we are studying aphorism 15. Affection of morbidly deranged vital force and disease. Both are same. Both are same. Both are same. Okay. The affection of the morbidly deranged spirit-like dynamics, vital force that animates our body in the invisible interior and the totality of the outwardly cognizable symptoms produced by it in the organism and representing the existing malady constitute a whole. ये सब ये पूरा एक संपूर्ण एक चीज प्रोड्यूस करते हैं, a whole. They are one and the same. The organism is indeed the material instrument of life, but it is not conceivable without animation imparted to it by instinctively perceiving and regulating dynamics. Just as the vital force is not conceivable without the organism, consequently, the two together constitute a unity. Although in thought of our mind, although in thought our mind separates this unity into two distinct conceptions for the sake of easy comprehension. ठीक है. सो ये बॉडी जो है और वाइटल फोर्स जो है, ये दोनों मिलकर ऑर्गेनिज्म को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है. ये मटेरियल बॉडी विथ वाइटल फोर्स, ठीक है. और ये वाइटल फोर्स अगर मॉर्बिडली इफेक्ट हो रहा है तो ये एज ए होल रिएक्ट करता है. इसमें आप सेपरेशन नहीं कर सकते हैं. ये डिजीज, दिस morbidly affected vital force and the disease phenomena is just one. There is no difference in between this because we cannot see vital force. हम लोग vital force को नहीं देख सकते. We cannot see vital force. Vital force is just, we feel vital force because of its functions. We can remember that material organism without vital force is capable of no sensation, no function, no power of self-preservation. It derives all the sensations and perform all the functions only by means of vital force. चाहे ये normal हो या abnormal हो, either it is normal or abnormal. All the normal and abnormal sensations and functions are solely derived by this vital force. So without vital force, there is only material body which is the subject of death and decay. Which is the subject of decay. But the vital force gives it, because of vital force and because of vital force, the material organism, material body perform all the functions, feel all the sensations, either normal or abnormal. But the morbid affection of vital force and the disease are one and the same. They are not different. So this is all about aphorism 15. I think I will say you will please go through aphorism 15. Okay. Now let us move to aphorism 16. Aphorism 16 is basically important aphorism, especially from the competitive examinations point of view. The footnote of this aphorism is frequently asked. Here we have just studied regarding moral remedy. Okay, so aphorism 16 footnote is frequently asked. So you should remind it because all of us know that in PG entrance, or state PSCs or UPSC exams, we get multiple choice questions, and these multiple choice questions are almost out of 100. You get even 3 or 4 or even more than 4 questions, that which which topic is present in which aphorism, and the moral remedy is one of the hottest topic. So you should have in your mind fixed that moral remedy is in aphorism 16th footnote. Here it is written that our vital force as a spirit like dynamis cannot be attacked and affected by injurious influences of on the healthy organism caused by external inimical forces, and disturb and our vital force as a spirit like dynamis cannot be attacked and affected by injurious influences on the healthy organism caused by the external inimical forces that disturb the harmonious play of life otherwise than in a spirit like dynamic way. And in like manner, all such morbid derangements of under bracket diseases cannot be removed from it by the physician in any other way than by the spirit like bracket dynamic or virtual alternative powers of the serviceable medicines acting upon our spirit like vital force, which perceives them through the medium of the sentient faculty of nerves everywhere present in the organism, so that it is only by their dynamic action on the vital force that remedies are able to re-establish and do actually re-establish health and vital harmony. After the change in the health of the patient, cognizable by our senses, the totality of symptoms have revealed the disease to the carefully observing physician and investigating physician as fully as was requisite in order to enable him to cure it. So we know, we know that we have already studied that the vital force acts in dynamic plane. Vital force acts in dynamic plane, and so vital force can only be affected by dynamic agent, and so the diseases are produced by the dynamic derangement of vital force by dynamic agents, and so diseases will be cured only with the help of dynamic medicines. We have already cited yesterday the examples that we cannot add gram because because for interaction we should be in one plane. If I am just teaching you in Spanish, you people cannot understand. Simply, you people cannot understand because you don't know Spanish. If I start talking in Bengali, you cannot understand. Most of the you cannot understand because you don't know the Bengali. Why? Because the language you know, the plane in which you are existing, if I will come to there and start conversation, then only you can get. Okay. So, dynamic entity will only be affected by dynamic entity, and the error in the dynamic entity will be cured by the dynamic medicine. Okay. So, this is aphorism 16 fifth edition. Now, let us come to the question part. Let us come to the question part. In aphorism 16, you may get question that medicines act through which path? Through the nerves. This question is asked in various competitive exams, and you should know that our medicine acts through the faculty of nerves. Okay. Next, we have just talked that aphorism 16 footnote. Aphorism 16 footnote is basically regarding the moral remedy. Here it is written, the most severe diseases may be produced by sufficient disturbance of the vital force through the imagination and also cured by the same means. Are you getting? The most severe diseases may be produced by sufficient disturbance of the vital force through the imagination and also cured by the same means. The imagination. Here I would like to share a story of a king, astrologer, a big astrologer, whose name was really very credible, came to a king, and king says, just talk, just say what will be my future. The astrologer starts calculation and he says, dear king, I am sorry, you are going to die after 7 days at this and this time. King says, are you crazy? I am completely healthy. And you says, I will die by the 7th day. Sir, please check. And if you have any solution, please let me know. The astrologer says that what I says is the ultimate. My calculations are never wrong. And by this way, he has just created a strong fear by an imagination in the mind of that king. And from that time, the king started feeling uneasy, and by the next day, the king was just limited to bed. He was very sick. One of his minister, who was very talented, came across through this news. One of his minister, who was very talented, came across with this news that the king, who was obviously so superstitious, has got this such and such information from this astrologer, and after this, the king is in bed. He is sick. Then the minister decided something and called that astrologer and asked him, sir, Mr. Astrologer, please just calculate and see what is the fate of this king. The astrologer just calculated and again he confirmed, yes, he is going to die after 6 days. The minister says, are you sure? He says, yes. Then the minister asked that astrologer, sir, what is the life left for you? How will you will live? He just calculated and says, I will live from this period, 10 year or 20 year like this. The minister says, just calculate again, because I don't think you are right. And the astrologer just claimed with confidence, sir, I will live for 10 years or 20 years, whatever. The minister just took his sword and cut down his head. Entire parliament was shocked. All the people were in shock. The king was also in shock. And then the minister started talking. Sir, this is a spy of the foreign country, and he came just to influence you so that you can get sick. Just see, he was just telling that he will live for 10 or 20 years, and he is now no more. And the king, and the king suddenly acquired his confidence, acquired his vigor. A disease which was caused by an imagination was removed by a stronger imagination. So this is this is an example that how the forces act in the same direction, same plane. So I think you people have got the aphorism 15 and 16, and I hope you will just maintain your good wishes, your good responses. Thank you so much.